Guys, what's going on? Welcome to another daily watches video. There isn't really a lot that changed since the last video. Yeah, I know yesterday I didn't make a video mainly because nothing really changed. For now, the euro-US dollar still has supply active, and I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback back to the downside. But overall, what I'm thinking is that the euro-US dollar can still make a further rally to the upside. The overall structure is still bullish. Now we go to the daily and to the weekly, then you can see that overall structure is still in a bullish uptrend. Now on the lower time frames, on the 4-hour, then we can see a small supply zone being created in here. So I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback, but this could just be a pullback back for like a further rally to the upside. Now if we go to the DXY, then we can also see we have this demand zone, like similar zone, also a minor 4-hour demand zone in play right now. And overall on the daily time frame, it is also bearish. Like the whole structure is still bearish. We don't really have any significant demand in here. Yes, we have this one, but if you go to the weekly time frame real quick, then you can also see that the overall structure is still bearish. We already touched this level for a third time now, and mainly what you will see is that the these levels will get broken. Like I said, maybe we can get a little bit of a pullback back to the upside, but overall long term, I think we can still get lower and maybe eventually even this taking out this low and creating another lower low. It might take a while, might take a few more weeks maybe, but that's mainly what I'm anticipating, a further rally back to the downside and a little bit of a short-term upside for the dollar. Now on AUD US dollar, we also see a similar zone. We got the supply zone currently in play. Now on the 4-hour, we can see that we have a minor supply zone. So I'm also expecting a little bit more of a downside, but overall structure is still bullish. We didn't break any 4-hour trend, same for euro US dollar and other pairs. We just have like a small change of character and that could push us back to the downside, but no significant supply zones right now. And that mainly tells me that the overall bullish structure is still intact and it won't easily be broken. Like probably we gonna see that that pullback and maybe eventually go up from there. Now if we see like a larger structure being broken, like same for NZDUSD dollar in here, that means that we get down, then we go up again if it's supply and then break the trend line, then we see a larger structure shift. But currently it is still bullish, and also for the NZDUSD dollar we might see a little bit of a downside, but mainly I will continue to be bullish on these pairs and bearish on the dollar. Now for NZDUSD dollar we might see a little bit more of a further pullback while we still have touched this supply like a lot of times. It looks pretty good if you look at the 4-hour time frame for a little bit of a further pullback back to this range in here, this mid-range of these 3 big candles in there. Now going to the GBPUSD dollar, what we can see is mainly price is just bullish. We did not yet break this high, so currently supply is still a little bit active, but similar to other pairs, like I'm expecting a bigger rally back to the upside, back to these levels in there, because mainly the weekly is still bullish, a bigger bullish structure back to the upside because the weekly is still bullish, but yeah, a little bit more of a short-term downside could be expected, but it is still a little bit risky since it's like trading against the trend, especially on GBPUSD dollar right now. There is no change of character, nothing. Price is just shifting back up, it's just continuing the rally. But usually after a rally like this, you will see a little bit of a pullback, probably breaking this low at least. And yeah, we have to see what's going to happen from there until we're gonna see like major shift. I will continue to be bullish on these pairs and bearish on the dollar. Now regarding gold, we might see a similar pullback happening. If we go to the daily time frame, then we can see we are currently back around the mid-range of the yesterday's candle. Now we didn't really touch fully into this demand zone below in there, and it mainly tells me that price can extend this pullback a little bit further. Now if you break this high in there, of course we might see a further shift back to the upside, but it won't be easily done because the DXY is also in a demand zone. So unless we break this high, I will be bearish until we reach at least back into this demand zone below in there. Now that said, going to the Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is still stuck in that range, a lot of indecision right now. We are currently back at top range. Might we break these highs in there, then of course we can get some long entries to ride it back to the upside in here. Might we break this trend line, like break the lows in there, then we might see that further shift. But currently it is just range trading, and you really want to see that clear range breakout, and if that happens, we might see a lot of volume kicking in probably next week. So yeah, that's basically it. And for now, long term bearish on the dollar. The other pairs can still shoot up, but a small pullback might be imminent. That's it. I'm gonna close the video and I'll see you guys again on Monday. Ciao.